Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be checking out a video titled German Homes, How the Germans Live, Meet the Germans. I think I'll be doing a lot of videos related to German homes at this particular moment, just to get a deep dive of variations of German homes, you know, expensive, cheap, different locations, so on and so forth. And I also think this video was a suggestion that I saw in the comment section, so that's why I'm checking it out right now. Title of the video is German Homes, How the Germans Live, Meet the Germans. So without further ado, let's get right into this video, man.
Did you know that in German addresses, the street name comes first and then the number, and the postcode or zip code comes before the city? And check out the doorbells, no numbers. Instead, they're labelled with the surnames of the people.
Wait, doorbells? Doorbell?
And check out the doorbells, no numbers. Instead,
I thought it was a mailbox. Is this a bell? Like, actually, is this actually a bell? I thought this was mailbox, dude.
they're labelled with the surnames of the people living there, which strikes me as slightly unusual for this privacy-loving nation. Anyway, for today's episode, we're at home with the Germans.
It's a bell. It literally looks like a mailbox.
German homes come in all shapes and sizes. They also have pretty logical names. A house at the end of a row of houses is called an end of the row house, or ein Endhaus. A house where one family lives is called a one-family house, Einfamilienhaus. Large houses split up into several apartments are called Mehrfamilienhäuser, or multi-family houses, and that's the most common type of home here. As I've told you before, Germans usually know the exact measurements of their home in square meters. The average German home is a little over 90 square meters, for 2 people. 5 million Germans live in a
90 for 2 people is... That's a good amount of space.
WG or Wohngemeinschaft, that's shared accommodation. And only 0.5% of households have 3 or more generations living under one roof. Cold rent means without bills, and warm rent includes costs for certain utilities and services.
I like that.
Long been a nation of renters. Less than half the population owns their own home, and in some larger cities that drops to a quarter. This is in part a hangover from recent history. During the war, a lot of private property was destroyed, so rental apartment blocks were built as a quick fix. In East Germany, people rarely had the option of purchasing their own property, and state-owned property was heavily subsidised. These days, some people prefer the flexibility of renting. Germans do, after all, move an average of 6 times in their life, but most people cite spiralling house prices and hefty deposits as the main hurdle to owning your own home. That being said, renting isn't always a particularly cheap alternative. In Munich, renters are shelling out around 17 euros per square metre. Berlin has introduced a controversial 5-year rent freeze to try and get its prices under control. And some people are getting creative, shunning traditional living models in favour of houseboats, campervans, communal living projects, or tiny houses.
Ein Tiny House ist ein kleines Häuschen, meistens aus Holz gebaut, zwischen 10 und 20 Quadratmeter.
That's crazy. It's so crazy. Like, the things that humans have to suffer from is just, it's mind blown. Like, wars should never be a thing for humans, in my humble opinion. Should never, because it's pointless, it's useless. Like, expensive healthcare, expensive homes shouldn't be a thing. Like, if you want an expensive home, you should be making that because you're rich. It shouldn't be because the system screws you. You know, it makes no sense. Because look at that. Imagine living in that.
Auf Rädern, auf einem Pkw-Anhänger, ist aber auch eine Bewegung. Ja, ist eine Bewegung, die vor ungefähr 15 Jahren in Kalifornien in den USA eingesetzt hat.
Und wie ist es dann nach Deutschland gekommen?
In Deutschland gab es ja schon immer durch diese Kleingärten eine Tiny House Affinität. Deutsche und auch Holländer, die ja sehr viel Camping machen und Caravaning, die haben eine hohe Sympathie für kleine Räume.
Welche Vorteile?
Yeah, I ain't got no problem with being contented in small spaces. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, if you're being forced to do that because it's so expensive, I cannot agree with that. I think humans should be able to do whatever they want with whatever they have, but we all should be able to survive. It's that simple.
Ein Tiny House.
Wenn wir nicht mehr so viel Platz beanspruchen, können wir nicht mehr so viel kaufen. Wenn alle Menschen auf einmal in Holzgebäude leben würden, hätten wir nicht so eine CO2-Katastrophen. Und wenn wir nicht mehr in anonymen Hochhäusern leben wollen, sondern eher in kleineren Strukturen, dann ist das soziale Miteinander auch ein anderes.
Anyway, back to the status quo for now. Here are my personal picks for a few things that make a home very German. House shoes, bottled water, sparkling of course. Weird little mini forks for cake. If the cakes aren't mini, then why are the forks? solid roller blinds that block out every last scrap of light. One of these retro-looking wooden measuring sticks. A cellar with caged-off storage spaces. A beloved balcony. That's the most sought-after home feature. 2 duvets, very practical. And unwieldy, squashy, frankly ridiculous square pillows. Newcomers often have a few surprises when they move into their first place in Germany. First of all, don't expect a house or flat to be furnished, even if you're renting. And the biggest shock of all might come when
even if you're renting,
you enter the kitchen. Yep, it's totally normal to take your entire kitchen with you when you move. Counters, cooker, sink, everything.
How?
One good thing about moving here is that it's a team effort. It's absolutely the done thing to enlist the help of all your friends. The only payment required is beer, pizza, and the knowledge that you'll return the favour. Of course, it wouldn't be Germany without a good set of rules. The small print in a rental contract can include such gems as the exact level of noise you're allowed to make, how often you have to air your flat out, and the requirement to repaint every room a neutral colour upon your departure. If you've noticed any...
Love that, neutral color. I wouldn't have a problem with that because technically, you know, I don't like all that extra color stuff. It's not for me.
Anything else about the German way of living, leave me a comment below. Thanks for dropping by.
Okay. Woo. By the way, if you guys want to, I don't know what cat is in German, but if you want to know what it is in Finnish, it is kissa. So like kissa. So yeah, that's for Finnish. But yeah, this was a pretty good short video. I enjoyed it, and German homes are very interesting. I wish I could get a dive off outside of the apartment section and go somewhere else. You know, typical German homes, but this is what we got, so this is what we're gonna have. So thank you for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe, and until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.